Hey guys, welcome back to my decluttering series. Today I'm going to be going through my bronzers, contouring products. I also have an explosion of highlighters happening over here. I feel like the fact that I can't even fit all my highlighters into one single bin is a pretty good indication that I need to let some stuff go. So that is what we're going to be doing in this video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just start off with bronzers and contouring products just because I feel like this one might be easier to tackle. This first one is a highlight and contour palette by IBY Beauty. And it looks like this. It's a really nice shade range. The problem that I have with this palette though is that the pigmentation on it is not the best. It's kind of like a talky type of powder where it has a weird sheen to it, which I'm just not the biggest fan of. The pigmentation on this also isn't all that great, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just maybe pass this on to someone else who might like it. I also have this Anastasia contour kit, which to be honest is a little bit of a dinosaur in this collection, but I'm still gonna hold on to it. I can't bring myself to let go of it quite yet. Obviously I love the banana shade. I also love like the contouring shades. I don't really ever touch the highlighters in here, but the shades that I do use, I do really enjoy. So I'm going to continue holding on to this one. I have this sculptor kit by the company Pure. I never know how to pronounce that brand, but you guys I'm sure recognize it. And I'm pretty sure I got this in a subscription box. And here is what that palette looks like. I have swatched these and the powders are really nice and smooth. The problem that I have with this is that the color range is a little bit too deep. I know for a fact I wouldn't ever reach for these colors because they're just too dark on me. And then same with these highlighting shades, they're just a little bit on the heavier golden peachier tone. So I think this would probably be beautiful if you had a warmer skin tone or a deeper skin tone. But on me, I just know it's not practical enough for me to ever grab for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pass this guy on. I think I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, even though I barely ever used it. It's the Anastasia Contour Cream Kit. It's just been in here for very, very long. And I always tell myself, I'm gonna reach for this. Maybe there's gonna be a day when I want to use this, and that day just never comes. I think as I've gotten older, I definitely like less layers on my skin. Not to say these are heavy formulas, but I don't know. I just know it's not something that I grab for all that frequently, and I just had it for a long time, so I'm going to just let this one go. Okay, so I think this is one of the final palettes. This is the Cover FX Perfector Face Palette. I'm sure this is another one I got in a subscription box, and it looks like this. Now this actually does look really beautiful. The blush shade and the contour shade both look really pretty actually, but I know that I have colors that are very similar to both of these, like in my blush and my bronzers, and I know these highlighters are going to be too deep for me. There's like a finishing powder in here that I don't know is supposed to maybe act like a translucent powder. I'm not really sure. As pretty as this palette is, I just know that I'm not going to get a lot of use out of it, so I'd rather pass it on to someone who will love it and enjoy it while it's still in this beautiful new condition. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass this guy on. This one I will also let go of, though I did really like it. It's the e.l.f. bronzer palette, and it looks like this. It has 4 really beautiful shades. I like the pigmentation of this. I felt like it blended out very well, and there's a good range of undertones in here too. There's more warm, cooler, more red undertone if you're into that kind of bronze, reddish bronze kind of look. Here's a little swatch of the palette. Which I feel like is probably not the best way to showcase it, but overall I just love how natural these powders looked on the skin. But I know there are other bronzers I reach for more than this, so I am just going to go ahead and let this one go. This next one is actually not a palette. It's the Stila Stay All Day Bronzer in Medium, and I will hold on to this. It is huge, so it's perfect for face and body, and I just love the formula. It's a very natural, warm color for my skin tone. This next one I'm also gonna let go of. It's the Milani Face Powder in 06 Medium Tan. This isn't like a bronzer, it's just a powder that is obviously a lot darker than my regular skin tone. I really love Milani powders, which is why I thought it would be a good idea to get a really dark one to act as like a bronzer or contour. I don't know why I'm trying to show you a swatch. I haven't swatched it out yet, but that is what it looks like. It's a super smooth powder, but I know there are just other things that I reach for more frequently than this, and I've had it for a long time. So yeah, I just gotta be real with myself and finally let it go. I don't know how I have another one of these because I think I got rid of another one I had in a previous decluttering a long time ago. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. I don't know if I received this as a gift with something or what, but I really don't ever use this. It's just not a good color for me. Plus it has like a sheen to it, like a goldeny sheen. And yeah, I just don't think this is something that is all that practical for me. I don't like bronzers that have any kind of glitter or shine to them. So I'm going to let this guy move on as well. Okay, if you're wondering what I do use, this is something that I use pretty much every single day. It's the Too Faced bronzer in Chocolate Soleil. What can I say? I have repurchased this for years. It's my go-to bronzer, and it's just one that I feel always looks good on me regardless of the weather, regardless of my tan. I can always reach for this and make it work for my skin. So it's just kind of like a no-brainer, easy go-to for me. So I will continue to hold on to this. I am gonna let go of this bronzer by NYX. It's actually a blush. It's in the shade Red, but I remember using this as a contouring type of product because it actually leans a lot more on the warm chocolate side. And here's what it looks like. Now you can see it does have a reddish tone to it, which is probably why I didn't reach for it all that often. I was never going to use something this deep for a blush color on me, so I did like to try it out for contouring. It just wasn't a good fit for my skin. So I will go ahead and just let this guy go as well. I feel like I should just call this getting rid of all my bronzers because I don't know, there's just not that many that I want to hold on to. It's crazy. This next one is by Smashbox. It's the Bronze Lights in Suntan Matte, and I'm also going to get rid of this. I just reached for this the other day as I was organizing all of my makeup. It is a very, very smooth formula and it swatches like that. So the pigmentation is really, really nice. It's very easy to blend. It's just obviously way too dark for me. Let's say it all together, guys. Way too deep for my skin tone. So I've mentioned before in these videos that I went through a phase where I wanted to be just so much more tan than I was. And I think I've just come to terms that I'm not that color. You know, sometimes you have to just come to terms that you're just gonna be paler than you wanna be. What are you gonna do? So this was one of those come to Jesus moments and I'm just gonna let it go. I know I still will hold on to this and it looks like that. Now there isn't a brand name on this because this was actually a sample product I received. I used to work for a beauty agency, and so a lot of times when they would have products that were either not sold anymore or part of a limited collection or something, they would bring them out for the whole office to like tackle, and this was one of those items. I can't show the back of it because it has like one of the brand names and item numbers on it, but yeah, I'm just gonna put it over there. This I'm gonna get rid of finally. It's the Soleil Tan de Chanel Universal Bronzer. It's a creamy bronzer, and I'm only getting rid of this because, quite frankly, I've just had it for years. And I did really like it. I think I probably would repurchase this. It's so natural and beautiful. It blends like a dream. It's Chanel. What else can I say? It's such a beautiful product, but I feel like at this point, I can't even tell you when I purchased it, so that's not a good thing. And for that reason, I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. I'm gonna continue holding on to the MAC Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. It looks like this. I bought this, I think, last summer, and I did really like it. I haven't given it a whole lot of love, but it's a very natural, warm look to the skin, where this one is more of like a true brown base. This has a little bit more of like an orangey warm tone to it. So I will hold on to that guy. I have a little mini Laguna bronzer that I'll continue to hold on to. I remember a long time ago I got rid of the full-size one because I just never reach for Laguna, but I still like to hold on to this little guy in case I ever change my mind. And actually looking at it, it looks like it might make for a really pretty eyeshadow. So I may actually switch this over to my eyeshadows and see if I like it more as that. I'm going to continue holding on to this NYX blush in taupe. I know that it says it's a blush, but this is another one that is definitely more of like a grayish taupey color. It's not so much like an actual blush. It looks like that. And I am going to continue to hold on to this just because I feel like this is kind of fun to play with sometimes for like nose contouring or face contouring. It's definitely more of that gray color, so it's not like a bronzy type of product, but I reach for it once in a blue moon. But when I do have a lot of fun kind of playing around with it, so I'm going to hold on to that guy. I am going to get rid of the Laura Geller Bronze and Brighten in Medium, this little mini guy. I feel like this is something that I had before and got rid of already, to be honest. I don't know if maybe I changed my mind last minute and put it back in the drawer, but I don't know why I still have this, so I'm going to let it go. And if you're curious as to why, it's because it looks like this. Like, it has kind of like a sheen pinky color to it, so it's just not my fave. Next, I have this e.l.f. contour palette, which looks like this. And I remember really liking this. I thought this was such a cool palette at the time because it has like your bronzer shade, your contour shade, highlighter shade. I never use that, but it also had a pretty like creamy banana yellow color. And just like the bronzer palette, I really liked the way this performed and looked and blended out. I thought it was really nice. This is just another thing that I don't ever reach for anymore. I feel like if I'm gonna go for something like this, I will most likely reach for the Anastasia palette over the e.l.f. one. I know it's really messy. I did use it a lot and I really liked it, but I am gonna finally just let that one go as well. I have this Shop Miss A Sculpt FX contour stick, and I am going to let this one go simply because it is way too dark for me. Story of my life. But this one I actually bought, I bought several different shades, and there's another shade in this line that I am in love with and I'm going to be sharing in an upcoming video. There are some products missing throughout these declutters because I'm saving them for a separate video that I'm going to upload soon, so just FYI on that. But I love the formula of this. It's just this shade in particular, which is Clay, is way too dark for me. I picked up a few different shades because I wasn't sure how they were gonna look when I got them in person, and this one unfortunately is too dark, though the formula is beautiful, so I will pass this one on. I'm gonna get rid of this Do the Hoola Soft Matte Liquid Bronzer for Face. I actually really enjoyed this. I felt like it gave my face a very natural warmth. It wasn't anything orangey or like fake tan looking. It just looked very pretty on the skin. I think it's great if you tend to stay out of the sun and you just want to add a little bit of extra color to the skin. This was a really good one, but I never used this one up, and I think I will just finally toss it out. I feel like I'm just in the mood. Like, if I have had something for over a year and I haven't touched it, I just want to try to get rid of it. That is kind of like my vibe for today. So yeah, that's the only reason why I'm going to let this go. I have a little mini Too Faced bronzer, which I will continue to hold on to that. The final two bronzer contour type products are these two by Pony Effect. I forget the name of these, but I got them from Mimi Box. I have the shade Confidence and the shade Fortune. I did have two others in here, but it turns out these are highlighters, so yeah, I'll talk about those at another time. So I have Fortune and Confidence, and I know I want to hold on to these. I really did like them. Once you blend it out, it actually looks a lot lighter on the skin than it does when you first swatch it. So that is the shade Fortune there. And then the shade Confidence is there. Confidence is a little bit more of like a true brown, where Fortune has a slightly more gray undertone to it, but I do really like these. They're very creamy, easy to blend out, and of course I'm obsessed with the packaging. I mean, how beautiful is this? I swear it looks like the lipstick of like a superhero or something. It's just so like metallic and like shiny. I love it. Oh my god, look, isn't this the most beautiful sight? this is everything I'm holding on to and everything I'm letting go of. So overall, I did let go of 14 bronzer slash contouring products. I do want to continue on with the highlighters, but I don't know if you guys can hear that the gardeners are in the neighborhood right now, and I feel like the noise is only going to get aggressively louder. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here. I'm sorry that I didn't get to go through highlighters, but hopefully it'll be for the best. Maybe now that I can break it up, I can do more swatches in that video. So sorry again, but I hope you guys did enjoy this nonetheless. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, and if you're new to my channel, definitely don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.